Ann knows the plan. She's here. And we've got a full hour with Carol Ann, 54 minutes anyway. And that means you have a full hour, 54 minutes anyway, to make a phone call and ask Carol Ann about what's going on in your garden, or perhaps what you can do. I don't think any freezing temperatures are coming our way, but we do have some cold temperatures. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
I'm okay. How are you?
Doing real good. I got rained on this morning, which... don't
was
like
it
to
a
get
surprise?
rained on, but I knew it's supposed to rain, but I wish it would keep going because we need rain.
Yeah.
We need rain bad.
But after this rain, let me look at the temperatures. Dropping to 50 tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, right.
45 Thursday night, 36 Friday night.
That's going to be a bit chilly.
And then Saturday, 46. So the Christmas parade, it should be cool and sunny.
Yep.
But then it picks up again. So that massive cold air coming in, I guess,
wasn't
just
that, yeah.
Well, to us it won't be much. It'll just brush us. But the rest of the country looks like they're getting. But
again, that's what happens to us. It's always one of those things of Florida. The way we're positioned, it just doesn't push down there. And I think part of that has to do with the Gulf. And the way the jet streams and the water affect that it just sort of pushes up. And Georgia might get cold where we will stay, moderate. And North Florida probably get, you get Jacksonville or out in the Panhandle.
Right.
They may get some colder weather. Actually, I spoke to a lady yesterday at work, and they were heading back up to, where'd she say? They live like 30 miles south of Dothan, Alabama. And it was in the Florida, so they're in L.A., Lower Alabama, the Panhandle. And she said they were getting ready to go home because they were calling for 25 degrees.
Wow.
And once this front came through.
Just once you get past that Gulf of Mexico, I think it's cooler.
Yeah, that it's right. So, Florida's a unique location. It's the only thing you can say.
There was a story the other day about a guy who broke the law, and he was getting arrested for something.
Right.
And he was all upset because his macaw, his bird, was up in a tree, and the macaw wouldn't come, and it was going to be 40 degrees that night. So the bird, being a tropical bird, probably would have died.
Yeah.
And so you never think about that kind of stuff.
No, you don't. You usually are, birds, tropical birds, the iguanas down in South Florida. We don't have that problem
just
up
died,
here.
huh?
Well, down there when that cold a few years ago, they were like dropping out of trees.
That's what they said. Yeah, falling out of trees.
Kind of creepy when you get this 30-pound lizard fall out of a tree.
Do you remember we had an iguana at the Cascades living there for a little while?
Yeah, I think I think somebody's pet or something.
That's what we assume. Yeah, we assume it was somebody's
somebody
pet.
let it go.
I mean, it was a pretty iguana, and then it died when it got cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
just can't take our weather, and unfortunately, let's hope this rain system. I looked at the radar a little bit early this morning, all on the phone-sized screen, so it wasn't real big. But it looked like we should get some rain, not severe cold, so we don't have to worry about that. But let's hope we get some rain. We need it. Our plants need it. Our lawns are needing it. If you're not on irrigation, you're probably seeing some stress.
Well, all those fires in Tennessee was because it was very dry.
It was so dry, right. We've all been really dry. I don't think we really had the rain this summer. I listened over the weekend to a program, and they said, the last significant rain we got was out of Hurricane Matthew, and I'm going, where are you? We didn't get any significant rain, not here in Marion County. We didn't. So be careful with that. We are dry. We can have forest fires. We have the Ocala National Forest right next door. With some of our listeners, it's probably right on their property line on some of this, and just some other open areas that aren't developed. There may be, you even have pasture areas that somebody being careless with fire, whether or not you've pulled over because your car is broken down. If the grass on the side of the road is very dry and your exhaust pipe's very hot, if they're touching, you can get ignition.
Right. I never thought of that.
And it has happened before. Kids will be getting out of school here, in another 2 weeks for the holiday. Kids don't necessarily mean to do anything, but they're out unsupervised during the day. You don't know what they're doing. Sometimes accidents happen where they're just goofing around playing with matches or something like that, and next thing you know, there's a brush fire going on. And we did recently have a fire over by the Mill Dam area.
Did we really?
Yeah, there was one over there, and I think there was some smoke issues for about 2-3 days. Friends over there. It was it was thick smoke that they couldn't get to work. Until the winds changed a little bit of direction and cleared it out. But you got to be careful. We get some serious fires out in those areas.
And if you have a question about your lawn or your garden, 622-9622. I neglected to mention the phone number. I always assume we've done this for so long, people know it. So it's 622-WOCA. If you'd like to call Caroline, we'd love to hear from you. And Caroline will be here all the way till 10 o'clock. So the earlier, the better. Gives Caroline more time to research if it's necessary. And find something out for you.
I know we're going on to... I'm going to take a look and see if I can find a site that I heard about the other day on the landscaping for fire. Actually, I think they had it here as one of the PSAs that came through here on the station. And there are some websites on what you can do to protect your landscape during fire season. And this really would be our fire season.
Yes.
This would be our fire season. And it is a matter of pruning vines that are growing up into trees. If you have if your yard backs onto a wooded lot or anything like that, and it's a wonderful natural area, but that wild grapevine and things like that that's going up those trees and maybe reaching over to your own trees just acts as a ladder. Once it gets dry, it just carries the flames right up a tree, up to the top of a tree, and then across from areas also. So watching some of those kind of things, and it's not too late now to try to do something for those areas. Actually, now that it's all dry, you might see some of it. It has been so dry that today when I left the house, I'm looking at some trees in our woods and seeing how much yellow leaves, that these leaves are all ready to be crispy. They're all dropping to the ground. Take a look around your own landscape and see what's there that could be a tinderbox of what's up near your home or what's between your home and the next lot over.
So I have a real quick Christmas tree story to tell you. So, Saturday, Robert and I played at the historical They do these tours of the old historic homes, and they're all decorated. Mm-hmm. So we're playing music in the backyard by the swimming pool.
Nice.
They've got 2 Christmas trees back there decorated.
Wonderful.
One up on the balcony. This is how the other half lived. Caroline.
Right.
But anyway, it just smelled so good.
Oh, yeah.
You could just, every once in a while, you get this whiff of this, and you knew it was the natural scent of those 2 trees.
Of Christmas tree. Yeah, that good pine. So that's always in our Christmas tree tent at work in the morning when you open that back up.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, because it's been all closed up all night. It's just, that fresh.
Oh, yeah.
So
wow.
That,
yeah. Okay, so I got to do that.
Yeah. Go walk through a Christmas tree tent. Yeah, and get your good pine smell.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I should do that just to get the, yeah. It does something.
Yes, it does. It makes you, even if we are walking around with sandals, I'm looking out the window, a lady walking by with sandals, we got short sleeves on, and it's, pushing 3 weeks before Christmas
Is that right?
It can still be a little better than 3 weeks.
My gosh.
So.
All right, we will take a little break. It goes fast when it's a good show. So the phone number is 622-9622. Caroline is a master gardener. She also is a master culinary expert, by the way, if you have any food questions. I always do this to you every year.
Yes, you do.
All right, we'll take a little break. If you have any questions, 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, a lot of clouds, breezy, warm and humid with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm crossing the area into this evening. High today 80 to 84, and mostly cloudy later Tuesday night, low 52 in the northern part of the zone to 63 in the south. Wednesday, sunshine returns with lower humidity, highs to 70s. Thursday, partly sunny, high 70 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The very best in quality is Captain T's upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
This is Joe and Patsy Martone.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
From
WOCA, The Source.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, Caroline Baldwin is here. Again, the phone number to be on the air with Caroline is 622-9622. This is a show called In the Garden with Caroline. So, of course, we want your questions to be about gardens, and Christmas trees are part of that, right?
Yeah, Christmas trees, all your Christmas plants and things like that. Right now, if you haven't gotten your tree or you're contemplating getting your tree, all the trees that you're going to find here that are at these tree places are cut elsewhere. They're not Florida trees. They're either coming from the Carolinas or even further north, depending on where. So they may have been cut, within the last few weeks. It's not something that they were cut the day before they were shipped to that tree farm. They may have been cut 2 weeks before that. Your biggest thing is to make sure, and I'm looking here at this, and this is something I just kind of double-checked what I had always believed, my train of thought. This came from the realchristmastrees.org. It's from the National Christmas Tree Association, and it's how to how to care for your farm-grown Christmas tree. Your fresh cut, that's your biggest thing. Don't taper that trunk or anything, or don't cut that outer bark off. That outer bark is protecting that tree, even though it's a dead tree. Now, you want to keep it fresh. You need water to stay in that stand. That's it. The fresh cut makes it easier for that tree to take up water. If that tree was cut 2 weeks ago, it can't take water up. You need that fresh cut. Most of the trees will, if you get it cut at the store and it still takes you 2 or 3, 4 hours before you can get it into a bucket of water, that's fine. It's not going to close back up. You're not going to have to recut it right then. They say that the temperature of water doesn't matter. I've always recommended good hot water only because I want all those capillaries to open and take up as much water. Just don't let that bucket or that tree stand go without water. That's your biggest mistake. Right there, That's your key right there. They don't make a mention of it. Here with us, you get the tree home, you cut the little plastic netting that they put on it, stand it up beside the garage in a shady area, hose it down a little bit. That'll help your limbs fall, and get it nice full shape. Plus, it would dislodge any, loose needles or should there be a critter, a bug in it, whatever. Once it comes in the house, you don't want them to hatch out in the house and just kind of freak you out or anything like that. And that's while you're preparing to put your tree up, as it can stand out there. Just you don't want to bring it in wet, but
sure.
If you get your tree in the afternoon, it'll be dry by by evening or such like that. And just don't let it dry out.
Do you want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on there with Caroline.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
say what you got to do is you got to have the wife shake the tree before you bring it in.
Oh, have the wife shake it? Okay.
Got to give her something to do. See, we live, maybe a quarter mile from the national forest, and I'm very much concerned. We haven't had, on this side of town, in Marion County here, we haven't had a good rain in 8 weeks now. And we had a little bit this morning, but less than a tenth of an inch, on and off a little bit. But I'm very concerned about it. We've been living here since 2000, and we've been through a couple of forest fires that weren't close by, but not that far either. But you get an easterly wind, and you're living in smoke for a couple of days, and it's just it's terrible,
Oh yeah, and that's it. It's making sure that your area, check with your neighbors or pass the word to your neighbors of, hey, listen, these brush piles at the back of the house and things like that maybe need to go. Or, if you're backing right on anything wooded, reaching over your fence line, or if you could, step in it and just clear out a little bit of stuff that, the vines that might be coming over your fence line and things like that. Things that are just going to be dry and tindery. Wonderful to have the pines and the big trees back there, but you might consider blowing some of that stuff back, or making sure that you do, maybe irrigate on a regular basis, say every 10 days or so, 2 weeks, a good watering through everything, just to keep it from stressing and keep it from getting to the point where, it could burn, easily.
Yeah. I know our first home in Florida was out in the National Forest, which we loved out there. The very first thing I did is I put a metal roof on the building.
There you go. That was a smart idea. And a few years ago, we had as I don't know, did he sponsor? I'm not sure if we sponsored or not, but I know I spoke with the owner of the company with Hydrotane. Was a product,
that, yeah,
and we
right.
had the aerial photograph of a property that had been treated with the Hydrotane, an area around it that had had been a local fire, and his was green, his was not burned, and everything around was. It's not something you're going to find, I don't think, too much in the stores anymore. You got to go back online to find it. It just didn't quite catch on for the homeowner. Some of the pest control companies or landscape companies, I think, do it, but it might be something to contemplate during this rainy season, that it helps the plants more readily take up the moisture that's there. We like you say, it's been 8 weeks since a decent rain. And that product, the Hydrotane, is something that made any moisture that might be available to the roots of those plants, and made the water that we did give to them more efficient for them. So people might think
is that a liquid or a powder or what?
It's a liquid. I think they do have a granular that can be put down like with a spreader and then watered in. Hey, look, it's raining again.
Sure is.
But there is one that's it's like as a hose end, and that can be, but because you're putting it at the root zone is what you're doing. You're not wetting the foliage of your shrubs and things. You want to wet the root zone. You want to wet the dirt or the soil up underneath there to get that to be the most effective.
Yeah. Could you apply that yourself, or you have to have somebody come and do it?
No, you can do it yourself. It used to be available in the Lowe's stores, but I don't think it didn't catch on too easily or too readily. But you can get it online. It is out of an Ocala company. And I know there are, like I said, there's at least one or two of the pest control companies or lawn pest control companies that actually apply it. Because some of the golf courses, they'll use it, and that way they don't have to use as much water, or the water that they do use becomes more efficient.
Right. So, okay, thank you, and pray for rain.
Yes, that's everybody. We need it. It's doing it right now at the Paddock Mall.
Yeah, it's raining here.
Send it over here.
It really
Will do.
It's interesting. It must be isolated here and not everywhere. It's coming down pretty hard right here.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. I hope it's going to let up, because I got about halfway across the parking lot and I went, I left my umbrella in the car, so we'll hope it stops before I have to leave.
I think there's one out there you could use. Yeah.
Or I'll go get mine and bring it back.
Yeah.
So everybody has the umbrella.
The phone number is 622-9622 if you'd like to call Carol Ann and ask a question perhaps about, do you do anything with a wreath to keep it moist? Or
Again, the same thing. If you have the I always hate to say live. They're not anymore.
That's something I didn't know. I thought a tree lived even though it was cut.
Well, I mean, it's considered. I mean, it's
Because
just like fresh cut flowers, but they're not alive anymore.
But when you
sever them from the root zone.
But what do you call it when you take a leaf or a limb and then you plant it in the ground?
You're propagating.
Propagate.
Yeah.
So isn't it kind of like propagating?
Not really, because you're not. The item's too large to ever make roots.
No, it wouldn't work.
And like your wreaths and things like that, they're not sitting in a reservoir that's going to take water. But if you have the live wreath made with the boughs from trees, hosing them down, again, misting them. Just have you a spritzer bottle, because it's hanging on your front door. You don't necessarily want to squirt the front door down, but you might maybe once a week set it on the and wet it.
So just
but
water.
your ornaments on it, might not be real happy with that. And so just a mister bottle that maybe every couple of days that you give it a little spritz of water just to try to keep that fresh, keep that humidity up, and that's what keeps it from drying. And with that, it's one of those kind of things that just having to remember.
Do you have a tree up yet? Is your tree?
I cheated again and used my ceramic one, but it makes me think of my mom. It's a ceramic one. It was my mom's.
It's gotta be
it plugs in
foot
in
tall?
the wall. Yeah, it's about a foot tall, but it fits on the table.
It serves the purpose. Right?
It serves the purpose. It helps me remember mom and family because it was hers at Christmas time, and it's easy. When Christmas is over, I unplug it, I throw the cord up, I wrap it back in its bubble wrap and put it back in its box, and back up in the loft it goes.
I have a Christmas tree in our office.
Right.
Have you ever seen it?
I don't think I've seen
there every day. we have a nativity scene that's there every day.
Well,
we never take it down.
Well, and one thing, and another one that folks are using, I see we're getting close on the time, is the Norfolk Island pine. That's a really cool it comes out at the holidays tree. Christmas tree, lack of a better word, that's what people use them for, is small trees. You can put the little mini lights on it and the mini ornaments. They do decorate up pretty nicely, and actually that's what my daughter's using this year.
Really?
Just when life gets hectic, sometimes it's just we can go simplistic and still have our symbolism to go with it. And but the Norfolk Island pine, many people don't realize, and I think I've tried to hit on it. Oops, wrong page. Is that, and I'll read it to everybody when we come back. Is that they can grow to be a very big tree, but not usually this far up. We may grow them outside for a few years. We get a hard cold, it's going to kill them. And nothing worse than a huge tree in the yard that suddenly is dead.
Really.
Especially when you could prevent it by just not planting it in the ground in the first place. But that they're a pretty easy care. But and again, if you're thinking of live poinsettias, Christmas cactus, the Norfolk Island pine, any of these, get them now. I know my store's running out. I won't have any by I won't have any by the end of next week. I'll be out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we're up against the break, but there's a full half hour left in the show. We would love to hear from you if you have a question about your garden, your lawn, your hanging plants, a gift to give as a plant. Maybe you would like some information on that. Carolyn is here to answer all of those questions. 622-9622. We will be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. We're hearing about some last messages to loved ones. Victims of the Oakland, California warehouse fire sent some managing to text goodbyes before they died.
The Alameda County Sheriff said there is a list of several people still unaccounted for. However, they may be on that list because a relative called to say they hadn't seen a loved one in a while, and could they check to see if that person possibly went to this party. But it's also possible, with roughly 25% of the building left to search, that the total number of bodies recovered will stand at 36.
Fox Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. President Obama taking a last chance to thank Special Operations Forces in their fight against extremist groups.
The president travels today to MacDill Air Force Base, headquarters for U.S. Special Operations Command.
Fox Radio's John Decker. And Grammy Album of the Year nominations are in. Beyonce, Adele, Justin Bieber, Drake, and Sturgill Simpson are all competing. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Holiday shopping can be a real hassle. As if dealing with the mall wasn't challenging enough, it's almost impossible to find something people both want and need. I'm David McNeil, owner of WeatherTech, and I have the perfect gift idea this holiday season. WeatherTech floor liners. WeatherTech floor liners are laser measured to perfectly fit and protect a vehicle's carpeting from spills as well as dirt, snow, slush, and salt. And the best part is, WeatherTech floor liners slide right into the footwell of the vehicle, so there's no assembly required. WeatherTech floor liners are made with American pride, right here in the USA, so you know you're getting the highest quality. This year, give the gift of protection with WeatherTech car mats and floor liners, and you won't even have to go to the mall. Find out how you can get WeatherTech protection delivered right to your door by shopping online at WeatherTech.com or calling 1-800-CAR-MATS. Happy holidays!
Sunrise Automotive, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Listen, we're going to be doing some traveling, and the wife, of course, is going to be doing a lot of shopping. I need to make sure the car is in good shape.
Why don't you just bring it on by? Let us check it out. We can check all your belts, your hoses, your tires, all your fluids. And out of town, is that up north in the cold?
Yep.
Okay, let's check your antifreeze. Also, let's make sure your washer fluid has got alcohol in it so it doesn't freeze up north, because that makes for a rotten day. And let's check your air pressure in your tires. Let's look at your brakes, make sure everything is safe and secure there. Let's go through it and just make sure everything is ready to go on the road. You due for an oil change?
Yep.
Whenever you come in to get your oil change, we always check your belts, your hoses, all your lights. We go through and make sure that everything is working properly. We check all your fluid levels. We do that every time you come in to Sunrise Automotive.
So just call you back at this number?
Yeah, just give me a call back at 690-1993 whenever you're ready to come in. And you can drop it off, leave it with us, whatever's most convenient for you. Look forward to seeing you at Sunrise Automotive.
Hi, this is Larry Whitler.
And this is Robin McLean.
From AM Ocala Live. And Robin, I love Christmas.
Oh, me too.
I love it because we give things.
Oh, yeah.
We get things.
And see all the smiling faces.
It snows.
Oh, yeah.
And we
have hot chocolate.
And we get to do these Christmas greetings on the radio.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
And thank you for listening and for helping out with all of our things that we do.
God bless.
All year long. Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Wow, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. It is really raining out there. 77 degrees, and temperatures are expected to drop, Caroline, after this rain. So this rain is a cold front moving through. So, yeah.
Ushering some cold air.
Sunny and cool after this rain is through.
And a bit drier, as they say. But
probably,
again, here we go. This is a cold front, but not going to be significantly cold, I don't think, for us. Not this one.
Well, it depends on what you consider significantly. Minus 30, no.
Right.
But that's the mid-plains, they say. The plain states,
but they weren't 80 degrees yesterday.
Right.
But no, I mean, and this is how, if anybody's not familiar, this is how our cold fronts usually come through.
Yes, absolutely.
Is you get a few hours of rain, hopefully a significant amount enough to where it reduces the stress to the plants and the landscape before it gets cold.
And you do have another phone call.
Right.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
My wife wants a weeping willow for Christmas, and are they available at your store or the Ag Center?
Where do you plant them? What are their weaknesses? And how do you care for them? And I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
All righty. That's a tough one. What's a weeping willow for Christmas? Weeping willows are one that do like water. So if you have an area that happens to hold water, or maybe when it does rain, the water comes down in across that area and maybe hangs around a little more, or it would be happier probably in that location. Give it room. They are a pretty good sized tree, full sun. As to where you're going to find one right now, some of the stores may have them, as I call it, clearanced, as a corporate clearance, because usually through the winter months we don't hold too many trees. We don't get too many tree orders at all. I think our store still had a few as of end of last week. I didn't pay much attention yesterday when I was in, but we had a few. So some of the other, Lowe's or Depots or whomever, Bob Wines, I'm not sure if they do too much of the bigger, those kind of the willow trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could put it in the ground now, because it's, any time of year. If it's a container grown tree, it can be planted at any time of year. Normally here with the cooler months, they go through a little bit less stress because you don't have that heat stressing on them. You just need to make sure that they do get watered when you plant them. And, for that 4 to 6 week period of supplemental water, and being we're in our dry season, I would probably continue supplemental water through spring on a 10-day to 2 week basis. That about every 10 days, making sure, and you're going out just with the garden hose. The irrigation system, if you run one, really isn't quite enough to establish a tree properly. As to finding them, again, some of the big box stores may still have a few. Other than that, you'd be hitting some private nurseries and seeing, or you're going to give her a gift certificate and tell her that next spring you'll get her one. And when you're planting, as I usually tell people, unless you're going to amend the area with proper planting, just adding fresh soil or manure or anything like that to a hole is not cost effective. It's not very beneficial to the tree. I'm more find your area, dump your cubic foot bag of amendment on the ground, rake it smooth, dig your hole. Then you've amended that entire area, and so every time it waters or rains, it's filtering some nutrition in through.
And it looks like you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
I have a question for you. If I could, let's say, a plant, like a poinsettia, or like a tree, whatever. Well, anyway, I like the sun coming through in the back window.
Okay, and you want to put a plant in front of that window?
Yes.
Yeah, you could put a poinsettia in that area. You looking for something for the holiday?
Something like that, yes.
Okay, yeah, a poinsettia would be nice there, or one of the little Norfolk Island pines. They would like a nice bright area like that, and those you can even put the little tiny Christmas decorations on.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah, that would probably be what I would do. Would be one of those little Norfolks, yeah. And those, even looking at one of the websites I'm looking at, says you don't have to just use it at Christmas time. If you want to at Halloween, you can make little pumpkin decorations and decorate them for different times a year.
That's a good idea.
So you can use it all different holidays or seasons.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Phone lines are open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622. So here's my question.
Okay.
This is a real question, actually. Yeah. I didn't just think
you didn't think this one up.
It's not just a radio show thing. Because in years past, I have had poinsettias given to me as a gift.
Right.
And then I would always say, you know what, I'll plant it outside because I see other people with large poinsettia bushes.
Right.
They never grow. I don't know what I do wrong. And other things, you know me, I'm not much.
You're not a gardener, right.
But I've planted that thing that climbed up the side of my
Right, you're jasmine.
There was something else that Suzanne gave me a long, long time ago that grew all over the fence next to my yard. And
oh, was that not the jasmine?
I don't know.
I know the jasmine you did along to hide the shad and had the fragrant.
And maybe I don't know, but the point is, other things have grown, but these don't.
But
grow.
you can't grow the poinsettias.
Yeah.
Usually, what you're looking for is somewhere with like a morning sun, plenty of morning sun, kind of a moist area, but something that's protected from
in the afternoon.
The afternoon, and from the cold in the wintertime. We usually wait till after the danger of frost has passed, and because otherwise they won't get established before they'll get frozen out.
And
but just
fertilizer, anything?
Just general purpose fertilizer. Yeah. I don't know why you're not able to grow one.
All right, I'll try it again this year.
There you go.
So I should wait till January, you think?
Well, I mean, to plant it in the outside, I would wait till March.
Oh, wait till March?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's the mistake.
Yeah, you're planting it too early.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hey, good morning, and I have a wait till question for you. Have a rain tree that was transplanted in the yard probably about 3 or 4 years ago, growing nice.
Okay.
We had a tenant from spring until just a month ago that had a dog, a Rhodesian Ridgeback, that liked to gnaw on the tree and kind of jump on it. It caused the tree. It caused the tree to grow, to sprout.
Okay.
From the trunk of the tree.
Okay.
So now that the dog's gone.
Okay.
I want to eventually restore the tree back to its shape and size.
Mm-hmm.
What time of the year should I wait to prune all that?
Is it like suckers that are coming out of the sides that are thin, like pencil thin?
Well, they were, but he stopped jumping on the tree after that growth took place, so we left it there until
to keep him from going. Yeah, he was probably chasing a squirrel or something off the tree. But I would wait till spring to try to do that. I say, well, not even quite spring. You could wait till, say, the middle of January, first part of February, because that should put that tree should be in a full dormancy by that point. We're just, got to get some good, steady cooler weather to really push that in, because right now we're not dormant. We're trying to be, but not fully dormant.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Is there anything that I can apply to the tree, the bark, to repair any scarring? Or
no, not really. All the spray. It'll just heal over. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye.
Good questions today. We do have a phone line open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622, and the hour always goes too fast. We do have 15 minutes left in the show, but we're up against the break like in a half a minute or so.
So we will go to break.
Also, by the way, I have a $20 gift certificate for Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery.
Right.
And I don't have any trivia questions. I just have a gift certificate. So if you want it,
it can be a Christmas present to you.
Yeah, 622-9622. I'll take the first or whatever call after during the break. 622-9622. You will not be on the air, but you will have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, a lot of clouds, breezy, warm and humid with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm crossing the area into this evening. High today 80 to 84, and mostly cloudy later Tuesday night, low 52 in the northern part of the zone to 63 in the south. Wednesday, sunshine returns with lower humidity, highs to 70s. Thursday, partly sunny, high 70 to 74. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, presented by Fujifilm Instax, November 18th through January 1st. Enjoy spectacular holiday decor, dining, and entertainment, including ice, with an all-new theme featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas, Cirque Dreams Unwrapped stage show, breakfast with Charlie Brown and friends, Alpine Rush snow tubing, and much more. It's everything Christmas in one extraordinary place. Tickets and overnight packages, including priority extra cool hour admission to ice, are on sale now at Christmas@GaylordPalms.com.
Christmas time is here, and this holiday season, Gaylord Palms puts a brand new twist on a Christmas classic. It's Ice, presented by Pepsi, featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas by Charles Schulz, November 18th through January 1st. See the whole Peanuts gang carved in over 2 million pounds of colorful ice, including Snoopy's decorated doghouse and dancing at the holiday play rehearsal. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the nativity in ice. For tickets and packages, visit Christmas@GaylordPalms.com.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We are more motivated to walk when we're at an interesting destination. Boy, I agree with this, whether it's a park, down Main Street, or even at the mall. The people we sit next to at work, we now know they can have a huge impact on our performance. Our mucous membranes dry out on planes. We lose some of the food's aroma, but breathing more deeply as we eat on the plane will make a bland meal taste a whole lot better.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
You have that drip coming down from the corner of the room, but where did it start from?
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind the work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
You might be all wet right now if you're standing out in the rain. It is raining here at the studios at the Paddock Mall. And see, the temperature is, it's not supposed to get much warmer than it is right now. 78 degrees right now. Yeah. And it's already surpassing what they said today's high would be, 77. So it's already 1 degree more than they said it would be.
Well, I know when I stepped out of the door this morning and I went, whoa, that humidity is enough to, it's...
You felt it, huh?
It was oppressive almost. But that's it. That was that's the moisture in the air.
I'm so used to it. I don't know. When I go someplace that's more arid, though, that's when I feel the opposite. I feel, hey, it feels so light. The air feels so thin or something. Yeah.
Crisp or something like that. That's because that's usually what happens with us in the wintertime is the humidity goes down. And that crispness today with the humidity and the rain, it was like, wow, the air is heavy.
Can I ask you a plant question that is definitely Christmas related that nobody's asked you yet?
Okay.
All right. The leaves are falling out of the trees.
Right.
And now you can see... Even in the mall here, in the parking lot, you can see the
mistletoe up in the trees.
You can see the mistletoe.
Yeah.
What do you say about that? Do you just knock it down? And I mean,
the mistletoe.
What do you use it for other than the kiss me under the mistletoe thing?
Apparently, it is the berries. Birds like the berries.
Uh-huh.
The only problem with the berries is that the bird eats the berry. He only digests off the outer berry, and then the seed comes out already fertilized, hits another tree branch or whatever, and reseeds itself.
They only grow on trees.
It's a parasitic plant.
All right.
And so the mistletoe we see in these oak trees, when all the oak trees lose all their leaves, and you get these balls of green up there, in order to get rid of that, you actually have to cut that section plus about another 18 inches out of that tree.
Just literally cut the branch off.
It actually cut the branch off because it has roots into that tree and is actually drawing nutrition and water out of that tree, causing unlike the moss and the lichen and things like that don't actually feed off of trees, the mistletoe does.
So some people use it for decorations,
right?
In addition to the kiss me under the mistletoe thing,
right.
They literally will string it across. Usually it's fake, though.
Right. Well, no. So I don't even know if you can. I haven't seen the mistletoe in the little packets. It used to be something you used to find it in Walgreens or in the.
Is it poisonous?
It is poisonous. All points of mistletoe are poisonous.
Oh, okay, so don't eat it. Don't let the dog eat it.
Don't let the dog or the kids eat it. They have berries on them. Don't keep it out of reach. If you are going to hang it up, maybe you would put it in, say, little nylon netting to make it a little more decorative, put a bow on it, and that way no berries are going to drop off that would be picked up by children or pets or leaves or anything like that.
And you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the Earth, Carol Ann.
Hi, this is Hugh again. I just want to thank you for sending the rain over here.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll share if we can.
Thank you. I was going to say, speaking about berries, I've got a tree in our front yard. I don't know what the kind of a tree it is, but it's just loaded heavy with berries this time of year. And every year I get these 2 large variegated woodpeckers, 2 of them that come and enjoy eating on those berries for a couple of days.
Right. Are the berries?
Every year. Pardon?
I was going to say, what color are the berries?
Red.
Red. It could either be are they red or more orange?
I know they're more red.
More red. Okay, probably a holly of some type.
Yeah, but anyways, last year, and it happens every year too. After the woodpeckers get through with the tree, I was in the kitchen doing dishes one morning, looking out, and I could see the tree out in front. And I looked. I said, "What the heck?" The tree was loaded with these little birds. They look like sparrows up north. I don't know what they are down here. And the tree was just loaded with them. Yeah. And a car happened to go by, and they flew off the tree, and there had to be hundreds of them. And I wasn't trying to exaggerate, so I called my wife, Linda. She was in the back room. I said, "Linda, come here once. I want you to stand by this window and then watch." And the birds by that time all came back in the tree, and then I went around to the front, and I slammed the front door. And she said she couldn't believe it either.
How many? Yeah, you'll see that every so often. Yeah, I'm not sure what if they're which bird that is, but yeah, you'll see them at different locations coming out of different areas where you just see this cloud of birds and flying, and then they all light at the same time, and then like you say, something spooks them, and they all take off and fly about for a little bit, and they'll come back and light again, and so they're just nature at its finest.
Yeah, like you say, it was like that was a good description. It was like a cloud of birds.
Yeah.
And I tell you, a matter of a couple hours, there wasn't a berry left on that tree. They stripped that tree right off.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure because I know mockingbirds will go after a lot of the berries. In the springtime, the robins will go after the berries, but that's usually not till a little later in the season, say February or so, like that. But yeah, any of our birds, if it's a berry-producing plant, the birds and things are going to go after it.
Right. Okay, well, thanks again for the rain, and let's pray for some more.
All righty. Have a great day.
Nice to be able to take credit for something.
Yeah, gee.
My gosh, it goes quick. 7 minutes left in the show. If you want to call in, please call now. Sometimes questions take a while to answer. And by the way, congratulations to Veronica. She got the $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines. Go to Bob Wines for
and look around. Now it is just strictly for plant material and not for seasonal. So I'm guessing that if he's got the poinsettias or Norfolk Islands, you're not going to be able to do those. But you could do a nice camellia shrub. If she were going to be the one that was looking for a weeping willow, you could do that. Larger trees and such like that. You can put it towards a larger purchase or use it for your main purchase, just on some shrubs and things like that.
And that is specific on the certificate. You can use your cash for seasonal plants. Just so you know. Good morning. You're on the Earth, Carol Ann.
Yes, I'd like to ask a few questions.
Sure.
Okay. Now, in the past week, we've been here. Saw an article in the paper that you're telling us a lot of nice things, and we're trying to follow some of the things you're doing, which seems very good, making us happy and everything. But now we're feeling kind of guilty because in the paper they read about fertilizing the grass to make it look nice, contaminating our water, and watering too much or wasting the water, not thinking about our future generation. What do you think about that article?
It's exactly what I tell people, that they do over fertilize and things like that. We don't fertilize except during the growing season for our lawns and our plants. To put fertilizer down this time of year is a waste of money, a waste of resources, and it does become a pollutant because the plants or the lawn cannot take it up. Watering efficiently is your best way. It's water when the grass needs it. Using micro irrigation within your shrubs and things like that puts that water where the plants need it, which is going to be at the root zone. Here in the wintertime, when the clocks change, at least here in Marion County, and I think throughout the state, we've got this, I think it's once a week during when the clocks change to the fall time and twice during the spring and summer months. That's all you need to water is once a week, maybe even once every 10 days, just to keep your lawn and your landscape maintained and stress-free. You can let it go completely, but you will see that your plants will go through and your lawn will go through some serious stresses. I do hear people who don't really give a darn on what, university information tells you about fertilization. They're going to fertilize every 4 weeks no matter what. It doesn't matter. They're going to do it. And trying to convince people that they're not benefiting their lawn, they're not benefiting our water supply, they're actually being a detriment, and they actually over time could actually damage their lawn because of over-fertilization brings in pest and fungal diseases because of too much growth.
Okay. In the beginning, when Adam and Eve had a garden, it never rained, and they irrigated itself. What did we do wrong that caused that?
Well, I wasn't there, I don't know if it rained or not. I mean, to me, rain is part of what makes the wonders of everything. That is part of what nourishes it, so I don't know if it didn't rain or not.
It didn't rain until Noah built the ark,
Well, I don't know about that because we would have never survived without food, without rain to have.
Another quick question. The weeds don't have no problem getting water and everything. They keep going.
Yeah.
On the field where there's no water or nothing, nobody's there. The weeds are doing a good job. Where are they getting their water from?
They're more efficient at taking water in or processing it, or they don't need as much as what a cultivated variety of plant would be. That's why Bahia grasses are what many of our pastures are, but people don't necessarily want a Bahia lawn because they think it looks like pasture, but it's a tough grass that will survive drought condition. Your St. Augustine or your other grasses, if you put them in that type of drought condition, they're going to see some stresses and not be a pretty lawn. And so cultivated varieties of items are what you find don't thrive when we have drought times.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I appreciate your saying. So, in other words, we shouldn't feel guilty as long as we follow your rules there about watering and fertilizing, right?
Just follow what what your yard needs. Follow what the water management district tells you that you're allowed to water. Water efficiently. If you need some information on your lawn specifically, you can go online to Solutions for Your Life. Type in the grass type you have. It'll tell you when to fertilize and how much and what kind of water to use. And that's science-based. It's not just, that's how I get my information.
Okay, thank you very much. You're doing a nice job.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a nice compliment.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, perfect timing there, too. It always goes too fast. Be careful out there in the rain.
Oh, yeah. Everybody be careful and enjoy the rain while we've got it.
Stay warm.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Heavily armed sheriff's deputies greeting some commuters in Los Angeles this morning after a terror threat. Authorities haven't yet determined whether that threat against the Universal City Station is credible.
The threat came into a tip line set up in a foreign country. The FBI is not telling us which foreign country. We know that the speaker was a man, that he spoke in English, that he specifically identified this metro station. He specifically said a bombing, and he specifically said it would happen today.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt. A federal appeals court today hearing arguments in the case of a former CIA officer convicted of leaking classified details about an operation to thwart Iran's nuclear program. And the 2017 Grammy Award nominees announced this morning. Beyonce leading with 9 nominations. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Holiday shopping can be a real hassle. As if dealing with the mall wasn't challenging enough, it's almost impossible to find something people both want and need. I'm David McNeil, owner of WeatherTech, and I have the perfect gift idea this holiday season: WeatherTech floor liners. WeatherTech floor liners are laser measured to perfectly fit and protect a vehicle's carpeting from spills as well as dirt, snow, slush, and salt. And the best part is, WeatherTech floor liners slide right into the footwell of the vehicle, so there's no assembly required. WeatherTech floor liners are made with American pride, right here in the USA, so you know you're getting the highest quality. This year, give the gift of protection with WeatherTech car mats and floor liners, and you won't even have to go to the mall. Find out how you can get WeatherTech protection delivered right to your door by shopping online at WeatherTech.com or calling 1-800-CarMats. Happy holidays!
Today in Florida Ag News from the Southeast Ag Network, Kubota Tractor Corporation announced last week it has begun construction on an important 617,000-plus square foot expansion of its national distribution center here in the Southeast. It'll all take place on the company's existing property in Jefferson, Georgia. That's adjacent to the Kubota Industry Equipment Facility off I-85 North. Scheduled for completion in July of next year, the expansion's nearly $16 million investment is a direct response to Kubota's continued growth and manufacturing demands in its compact tractor, utility vehicle, and turf product markets. Alex Woods, Vice President of Product Resources, Parts, and Divisional Operations for Kubota Tractor Corporation, said we are diversifying our product lines and expanding our operational footprint in Georgia to better respond to ongoing dealer and customer demand. The newly expanded National Distribution Center will store and process Kubota equipment for distribution to dealers around the country.
Kubota's new M7 series helps you get the most success out of every acre. With 170 horsepower, unprecedented comfort, and premium performance features. Right now, a Kubota M7 can be yours with 0% financing for up to 84 months and a generous competitive trade-in bonus. The M7 is Kubota's smartest and largest tractor ever. Add one to your year-end checklist. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about cost and terms. Power and other specifications are based on various standards or recommended practices.
I've been looking all over the world.
Hey y'all, I'm Josh Turner. Whether you're a hometown girl or a backwoods boy, come to Nashville for the 2017 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. You'll see the biggest cattle industry trade show with over 6 acres of displays, plus an exclusive concert with Cowboys Night at the Opry. Mosey on down to Music City, February 1st through the 3rd. Find out more at beefusa.org.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.